Do you feel like you have really narrow shoulders? You look like a little kid when you put on a t-shirt. Always have to face the embarrassment of asking for the extra small. Does that make you feel like less of a man? We should look more broad, more manly, more adult. Look, in a recent survey by Cambridge University, 700 women were asked, what is it about a man that immediately attracts you? 96% of them gave one answer: broad shoulders. These women were asked why. They said that these men looked more manly, more mature, and get this, looked like they could protect them. Protect them from what, right? We're not living in the Stone Age. We don't have animals running around. What the hell do they want to be protected from? Problem is, they can't help it. This is a primal pattern ingrained in all women. They can only feel physically attracted to men with broad shoulders. That tells them that this is the sort of mate I want. This is the sort of person who can protect me, who can look after me physically. Now these same women were asked another question. Before I get to that, do you know that there is an exact ratio of your shoulders to your waist that women just can't resist? It's about 1.62. It doesn't matter, but there's one thing that does matter. Women can't help but feel attracted to one thing: that V shape. The broad shoulders plus the small waist. It's called the Adonis effect. But it's not just about the V shape. Study proved that women would even feel attracted to fat men who have relatively broad shoulders. It does not matter to them that they can see that ugly fat. In fact, the study proved that the fat actually made women feel more adequate, more protected again because of the broad shoulders. Now, like I said, these women were asked another question. What is the one body type you will never feel physically attracted to? Their answer: the flat rectangular shape, the rake thin man. Now this is bad news for you, because if you're anything like me, you have that flat rectangular shape. Your shoulders did not get broad. You did not get big and manly like your friends. In fact, in the study, when the women were asked why they found such men unattractive, their answers: these men look like they still have to go through puberty. Real men at least have some muscle, especially broad shoulders. These men look less like men and more like boys, kids. This is horrible news. Why? Because this means that right now it doesn't matter how smart, how funny, how intelligent you are, how rich you are, women can never hope to feel physically attracted to you. Women actually really in their mind don't even consider you a real man. They automatically, subconsciously put you in the boy, kid category. A study by Sierra magazine actually proved this, that men with narrow shoulders felt like they have to settle for any woman that would have them. They could never hope to attract the woman of their dreams. Look, you probably subconsciously already know all of this. We can't sit around and cry, right? We have to actually build those shoulders in the gym. How do we build those shoulders? By building two muscles. First, the actual shoulder muscle, that round three-dimensional ball on your arms. This is the muscle which has been proven to have the most androgens, or the most male sex hormones. That means that when you see a guy with round three-dimensional shoulders, they can't help but feel attracted to him. And next, you want to build that lats, those wing-like muscles in your back that actually really give you that V shape, that make you magnetically attractive, and that make your shoulders looking broader, so you start commanding more respect and creating more attraction wherever you go. Right now, the only problem is you are confused. You're copying the workouts of those big idiots in your gym, humongous guys on YouTube and bodybuilding.com. You're copying their workouts, their routines exactly, and you're getting no results. For 1 year, I did the same thing. I kid you not, I went from wearing a small to a small. Zero shoulders, zero lats. Look, these guys were copying a genetically blessed. Like I told you in the last video, they have bigger and longer muscle fibers throughout their body than us, and their bodies are blessed with over 200% more steroid like hormone. What are these hormones that are going through their body? Male sex hormones. Do you think it's hard for them to look more broad, more manly, more mature? Of course not. But for us to copy their workouts and expect their results, that is madness. We have to play by a different set of rules. Fortunately for you, I crushed my genetics. I got broader, built those manly three-dimensional shoulders, got that V shape, filled out those large and extra larges, ended the struggle. And now it's your turn. In today's video, before we start, I want you to actually realize something. Remember, we talked about that broad shoulders, small waist, that V shape that women can't help but feel attracted to. You, my friend, have an advantage. You, like me, already have a narrow waist. You just need to get those lats to spread out. build a little bit of those 3D shoulders, and you will have a physique that not only fits in, feels normal, adult and mature, you will have that V shape. You will be magnetically attractive to hot women wherever you go. Let's start, shall we? Let's start with the shoulders, that round 3-dimensional ball. Look, all you got to know to start building those shoulders is that the shoulders actually have 3 parts. You have the front delt or the front bulge, the first part of the shoulder, bulges out in the front and makes you look more manly and more alpha. Then you have the side bulge, which bulges out to the side and makes you look more broad and more alpha. Then finally, you have the rear delt, which completes this 3-dimensional ball. And once you've completed the 3-dimensional ball, your shoulder is filled with those male sex hormones. Women can't help but feel magnetically attracted to you. So how do we build this entire shoulder in just one workout? First, let's hit that front bulge. This you get by doing an exercise, the shoulder presses. Not like this big idiot hoisting heavy weight. Pick up a pair of dumbbells and do an exercise called the Arnold press. Press it all the way up, bring it down, elbows in, elbows out, and press it all the way up. Now you're 1/3 alpha male. You've built 1/3 of those shoulders with the front bulge. Now you want that side bulge. Now you want to look broader and more alpha. This you build by doing an exercise called the side lateral raises. With each rep, you want to hit that side bulge so you start looking more broad. You start commanding more respect. People start looking at you like you're an authority and not like you're a kid. Finally, we complete that 3-dimensional ball so you can have those manly androgens in your shoulder right now. We do it with an exercise called the rear delt flies. With each rep, I'm hitting the tiny missing piece of the puzzle. And once you're done, now you can have that 3-dimensional shoulder that's going to make you be more perceived as manly, adult, and respectful wherever you go. This is not enough, right? You just don't need to build the shoulders. You also want those lats to spread out, so your shoulders really spread out, so you get that V shape, so you're magnetically attractive. How do we build those lats? With an exercise called the pull-up. The mistake most people make in the pull-up is just pulling themselves up like monkeys, like this idiot. I tried that for 1 year and I got absolutely nothing. This is how you want to do the pull-up. You want to make sure your lats are completely engaged, so your entire body weight is being taken up with your lats, so that with each rep you're actually building that V shape. You're getting broader, you're filling out bigger t-shirts, you're earning more respect, you're looking more broad, you're looking more manly. Now you have the magic formula of the broad shoulders and the small waist. So you have that V shape, you have those androgens, you're magnetically attractive to hot women like this, and you're going to command the instant respect you deserve everywhere you go. And if you like this video, I've got a free report that reveals the exact 5-step process I used to make my transformation. Just click here and I'll immediately send you the free report right now.